Peace and love. It's good to be back here with you. Let's do a quick Lenormand reading for the collective. I am personally in need of some guidance, some spiritual guidance. And so I figured I'll come on here and do a quick reading. I haven't been on here in a bit. Let's go ahead and clear the energy. I hope you all have been well. I'll be back in a few to start back with the elemental readings. But as of right now, I'm just resting and kind of caring for myself spiritually. And I hope you all are doing the same. Sending you positive vibrations wherever you are physically and wherever you are in your spiritual journey. Sending you loving vibrations. All right. So this is somewhat of a personal reading, but it's a reading for you all if you're here with me, because we might be going through some of the same things. But I'm a spiritual worker, ancestral worker. This is what I do. But sometimes I have moments of feeling extreme. Maybe loneliness is not really the right word, but where I'm misplaced or where I don't necessarily fit in or belong anywhere, in any space, at any time. And that's fine because I tend to keep to my own energy, and I love that, but I have to interact with the world as well. When I'm in nature or, near the river and praying and outside and kind of feeling those energies, I feel more at peace. But just in my day-to-day life, feeling more aware recently as I'm getting older that I don't belong in most spaces. And I think about it too, being a child, it was the same way. Didn't really fit in many places, never really had too many friends. And it's not about, friendships. It's just about the idea of the lone, on the lone journey, the spiritual purpose, doing the work, the soldier, and just kind of having some questions about where I'm at right now. The thing about me, and it might be the same thing for you, it's nothing really anybody can tell me, because it's not about, individually, it's about me and my spiritual team. And so my answers have to come from my insights, my intuition. Of course, they can come from messages from people. I'm not saying that, but it's not like somebody's telling me, oh, you're doing great. What you're doing is fine. It's not about that. It's about me feeling a deep longing for more of a connection with spirit. And I go through this from time to time. All right, so let's get a quick reading on the table to see where we are. And if you're listening to me, you might be feeling the same way, or this message might be for you. Also, when it comes to these readings on this channel, I pray that they find the people that resonate with it. They resonate with my energy, resonate with my spirit and my spiritual team. I'm not for everybody, But for those who understand me and those who can gain some type of insight or healing from my readings, I pray that they're able to find them. Thank you, Spirit. All right, we have the whip. And this is kind of how I'm feeling right now. The whip to me can be exhaustion, overthinking, a lot of things with this energy. It's air as well with the whip, the sound of it, the motion of it. Air energy, the coffin, the book. And this is it. A couple of these energies spring forth in my mind right now with the whip, the exhaustion, the mental fatigue. We have the clouds here with not quite being sure of my movements forward, my path. Allowing myself to be light enough to be guided, without putting my foot down. Having that faith that comes with that. Worries as well. some financial, dealing with other people, their energy. This makes me think of my job. Let me just take a quick look. And you might hear me this one, just an emotional moment for me as I'm looking over these cards and just sitting here with you in this time, in this space. So the top line is promising. Spirit is saying that the difficulties, the exhaustion, that heavy energy that comes along with the whip, it's coming to an end here. And there's a new chapter underway. And I give thanks for that. And I pray for that. That's real. Lifting some of the heaviness of that whip energy. The whip also deals with speed as well. And so allowing this energy to come in quickly, this ending to come in quickly, and allowing this new chapter to open up readily, you know, being brave enough to open up this book and to look, being safe and feeling confident, looking for a new way or into a new way of being. In the middle here, we have the moon. The moon tells us that ultimately there is success there for us. But as you all know on this channel, my success is physical, but it's also mainly spiritual. And the moon here is saying that we've allowed ourselves to be guided thus far. We've had faith thus far on this journey that we're on. And that's caused some hardships here with the whip and the mice and the clouds. Things haven't been clear. Those insights that have to come from within, allowing our intuition to be the guide with the moon card, especially the moon with these with the clouds. Sleepless nights with this row. Nightmares could be here with this row because this also deals with sleep. Being exhausted, waking up exhausted, even though you've slept well. The energy is here as well. But also the positive side of it is allowing the dream space to open up and clear away some of the confusion, right? So talking with spirit, acknowledging the dreams, acknowledging the messages that come within those spaces, those liminal spaces. Spirit is saying that clarity comes in when we allow our intuition to lead us. It's also healing. That's where the healing is. That's where the life force energy is, when you are allowing your spirit to guide. That ultimately leads to the firm foundation that comes in here with the bear. Spirit is saying that what you've cultivated here, what you've created spiritually, it's not just overnight. It hasn't just happened, one night you wake up and then you're here. It's something that you've been working on, healing and growing many years in the making here with the bear. But also the energy of the bear is saying that it's okay to rest. It's okay to put away the armor. It's okay to allow the body, the mind, and the spirit to heal. It's okay to take a break, and that's where I've been, taking a break. It's okay to take a break when things are unsure. But then the idea here with me with this bear and the clouds is that even though things haven't been clear, Spirit has allowed you to build on something that's real, something that you've nurtured into being here with the bear energy. Even through the difficult times here with this particular row, the idea of we talk about it so much on this channel, the bear going into hibernation, having what it needs to go into that moment, to go into that period of its life that comes so natural to it, having those stores available in the body to power it through all those months that it needs to be in a state of slumber, right? And so even though when you feel like things aren't moving and that you're in a state of slumber, that the spiritual richness is there, that you've stored up that spiritual vastness, that gold mine, those jewels, that positive, powerful energy is still there within the body. The commitment was written. That's what I get here. Personal reading might be for you as well. The commitment was written. It's a part of the blueprint. It was here before I arrived. And that's probably the same for you if you're watching. But just because it was written, and just because it was already there, spiritually, in the soul, in the heart, doesn't mean it's easy. Doesn't mean it's without pain. Doesn't mean it's without heaviness. Doesn't mean the way is always clear. It doesn't mean you always know the direction you're going in. And on that note, we have to give thanks, right? Because what world will we live in? What type of world will we be in? What type of spiritual worker will we be if we always knew exactly the path ahead of us? Where's the growth? Where's the learning? Where's the healing? Where's the honoring? All of that. Spirit is saying here that even within the struggle, there's healing with the commitment. There's clarity with the commitment. There's insights with the commitment. You know, it's the dichotomy or it's the balancing act of both. The hidden elements of the moon and the brighter, more powerful, they both are powerful now, equally so, but the more enlightened elements of the sun, where we could come out these moments of hibernation or come out these moments where we're still and still be hit with those insights that can help to lead us to move us further along on our spiritual path. The ancestors have messages for us always here. And sometimes they are bright as the sun, and sometimes they're hidden in the moonlight in those softer spaces where it's just a whisper and we almost feel like we can't hear it. That's where I'm at right now. I hope you're with me if you're listening. My name is Jewel, by the way, if you're new here. I read Lenormand in my own way. I honor the cards, though, to give thanks. Beautiful things coming in with the swan energy. Love coming in. Spiritual love coming in. Important information. Things that can move us forward here. That can bring peace with the lily. Spirit is saying that, this is Green Aventurine. Spirit is saying that with the closing and the opening of a new chapter, There's luck here. There's happiness here. There are good things on the horizon. This is an energy. This is a stone of abundance. If you want to do any type of money work, if you want to bring in beautiful energy, luck into your life, green aventurine is a great stone for that. It's a small piece. But on the new beginning here, being open to starting a new chapter, starting fresh, closing the doors on this energy here of the whip. On here we have the chevron amethyst. So the idea too of dream work, restless nights comes back up to me again with that energy. But Spirit is also saying that whatever you've gone through that's been difficult here has been a part of strengthening your intuition, strengthening your spiritual body, strengthening the higher self, opening up the crown chakra even more. All right? Opening yourself up to communicating with Spirit in many different ways with this energy here. Give me one moment. Also, making sure that we are taking care of ourselves at night, that we're sleeping. For some of us, we receive messages at night. We've talked about that a lot here. And so you want to make sure that you allow yourself to have time to communicate with your ancestors in that way, right? It's just the way it is. And so you have to take that time seriously as well. So closing up the books at night, closing up the technology, putting an end to some of those things at night, turning off the lights, and making a ritual of your sleep practice. And this is for me. This is a personal reading, but it's also for you as well. But making a ritual of that sleep practice and honoring it and putting it more in the forefront of your mind. The idea of person who receives messages in the daylight and in the night. It's like it's no rest. It's no time to waste. When you're communicating, when you're an ancestral worker communicating with spirit, whatever work you might do, if you relay messages to others, that's what I do in many different forms. But the whole idea is that all the time the spirit needs to communicate with you should be sacred and it's valid and it's needed. And so even in the waking and in all hours of the day, so the waking hours, of course, and at night, taking that energy seriously, honoring it, creating a ritual around it. Also here with the ruby, little small piece of ruby here, and this is yellow apatite. This is one of my favorite stones here. This speaks of sunlight, clarity, life force energy. This is also a stone of abundance for me. It's also the idea of amplification with this energy. It's just what I feel with this stone. Very beautiful. Spirit is saying beautiful things are coming in. Loving energy is coming in. Romance maybe for some. But also the idea of loving yourself. Loving yourself. And shining your brightness. Shining your brightness when you are out and about. Whether you feel like you are alone, right? Because you're loved by the Most High. You're loved by the ancestors. You love yourself. You're loved by Mother Earth, right? And so we want to embody that energy of those that we know love us. Those energies that we know love us. And so we can radiate that love just by being ourselves in any space, in any place. Loving ourselves in all the ways we shine here. This to me also talks about, with this ruby, self-care, self-love, self-preservation. I hear that as well. But the idea of loving yourself first and foremost, loving your body, loving your face, loving how you look, loving how you dress, loving how you walk into the world, right? You're an embodiment, of everything that's come before you, but you walk out, honoring your ancestors. At least I do. I try to. Being myself 100%. Sometimes when you're yourself, you you do tend to feel more alone, you know? And it's not about go here, go there, do this, do that. It's not about that. It's deeper than that. It's almost like you came here that way and you'll leave that way as well. At least that's the way I feel. This is a piece of quartz, tangerine quartz, so maybe a little bit of iron inclusion in it to give it the color. But anytime we talk about quartz, we're talking about amplification, things being almost like a magnifying glass, or the energy exploding, or the energy being more than what you can imagine, right? And that's on the moon here. So success coming in more than what we can imagine, right? Transmuting negative energy to positive as well in the sleep space, making sure that we're resting so we're able to heal the body, heal the mind, purging some of that stuff throughout the day that we tend to hold on to, but also amplifying our connection with spirit, with the spiritual realms, especially at night. That's what I'm getting from this. I'm going to pull, let's see. Let's pull one from the New Orleans Oracle deck. Bring some color out onto the table. Give us a message, Spirit. Thank you. Spiritual knowledge. So relying heavily on that knowledge that you have and going with the flow. Going with the flow. Learning here. We have the book out here as well. So a lot of us are still learning from our experiences, learning to share that spiritual knowledge with others, right? I'm going to pull one of these and then we'll come to a close. This is the Making Magic by Priestess Moon. And I'm sorry, Fatima Imbush. All right, let's pull one of these. Just one, Spirit. We have two that popped out, so we'll take both. So we have prosperity, a prosperous business with riches and success. And then we have the triple spiral. Listen to divine wisdom and listening to divine wisdom and joyfully learning life lessons. So the whole idea is that even when we're going through difficulties, spiritual difficulties, we still have to come into the light. We can't stay in the darkness all the time. We have to come into the light. We have to shine our light so that others may see us and so that we may see ourselves, right? And that we have to do the work with joy and love in our heart. Let's start with just having love in our heart, right? So we do it with purpose. We do it with meaning. We do it with realness. All right. That's it for now. Until next time. Peace.